Yo, bro, you trying to play some GTA with us?
Oh, I don't have it installed.
Alright, then we'll play another time.
No, it's okay. I can install it right now.
Dude, it's like 90 gigabytes. No way.
Let's just check.
Hold on a minute.
GTA 5. Alright, install.
How long is it gonna take?
It says 5 minutes remaining.
Wait.
How fast is it going?
Yeah, I mean, it's going at 500 megabytes per second.
Bro, what kind of Wi-Fi do you have?
I never thought you'd ask. Do you guys know what Ethernet is, right?
Yeah.
It's basically where you can plug this into your console and then you can plug the other end into your router, right? But that doesn't quite cut it. Because that's gonna, with your guys' plans, it probably caps you out like 100 megabits per second. I have something called fiber optic internet.
Wait, like fibers?
Okay.
Like the ingredients?
Guess how much it is per month?
Probably like $50 or something?
Nope. $1,000 a month.
Hold on.
And it gives me 5 gigabit download.
Whoa.
Meaning that I can download 4K movies in half a second.
Someone... Yo, bro, you trying to play some GTA with us?
Oh, I don't have it installed.
Alright, then we'll play another time.
No, it's okay. I can install it right now.
She removed all 32 teeth from her boyfriend's mouth because he cheated on her. After months of dating, he dumped her for another woman. Heartbroken and betrayed, she tried to move on, but then he showed up at her dental office one day for an appointment. It was supposed to be just another routine procedure, but when she saw him lying there in the chair, vulnerable, all her pain came rushing back. She had the perfect chance for revenge, and she wasn't about to let it slip away. Not wanting to let him walk out the door like nothing happened, she made a decision. She gave him a heavy dose of anesthesia to keep him out cold, locked the door, and started pulling his teeth. He had no idea what was happening. One by one, she removed every single tooth, his molars, his canines, even his incisors. Discover the shocking truth that she removed.
This man was a skilled thief, snatching the newspaper. This man was a skilled thief, snatching the newspaper of the day easy. He slid a toy into a baby stroller, snuck a toothbrush into a woman's bag, and shoved a pair of shoes into an old man's coat. For the finale, he even pinned a clip into a female employee's hair. He loaded up his coat with stolen goods, but only paid for 1 pack of gum. Then, the chain reaction began. The stroller alarm went off first, and the old man triggered it too. When the employee went to check, the alarm rang for the 3rd time. Thinking it was a malfunction, she waved everyone through, and just like that, the man walked out, arms full, completely unnoticed. At a nearby CIF, he drank someone's coffee, then slipped a loaf of bread into his coat. As he turned to leave, a flicked cigarette landed in his pants. Moments later, his underwear was in flames. He grabbed a bottle of liquor and doused the fire. What he didn't know was that he'd been under police surveillance. A series of attacks on women had put him on their suspect list. A female officer was sent to approach him. She found the building manager of his apartment, hoping to rent a unit nearby. But the landlord only wanted to sell, so she had to leave empty-handed. This man was a skilled thief.
The girl was cursed. As long as others touched her body, the other party would die immediately. But the man didn't believe it. Before he could feel happy, the floor beneath the man cracked. In the next moment, he was directly hit and broken by the tram below. Before the girl could be sad, a head suddenly flew over. It turned out that the man had the superpower of being immortal and never aging. He could also quickly recover his damaged body. The girl was terrified by what she saw. In a panic, she punched out directly. In order to figure out the girl's superpower, the man captured the girl right away. However, nearby patrolman came over upon hearing the commotion. Seeing this, the man picked up the girl directly. He flew up by spraying his regenerated blood. The man easily shuttled among the tall buildings. Finally, he landed on a rooftop. Only then did the girl start to talk about her own experience. It turned out that 10 years ago, the girl kissed and hugged her parents who were about to go on a business trip. The plane suddenly exploded for an unknown reason. The girl thought she had caused the death of her parents. Since then, she had covered her skin with clothes, but the man still didn't believe it. He decided to verify it again. Unexpectedly, in the next moment, a box was dropped from the plane, and the man was lucky enough to be hit again. The girl was cursed. As long as
I love cooking, but clutter.
Look! Our pirate mark! Now that Usopp's joined, we got 4 people! That's almost a whole crew! I think it's about time we got our own flag!
Luffy? Is that really gonna be our mark?
What do you think? Nice, huh?
Our mark should be scary.
So, where do you
Come.
The parents of your rich friend invite you to sleep at their house. Do this so you don't look ridiculous. Bow down to say hello. Leave your shoes outside before you go in. And don't take photos or ask the price of expensive-looking objects. If you break something by mistake, don't hide it. It is very likely that they have security cameras all over the house. On the other hand, if you need anything, ask the butler for it and never the parents, because it's considered disrespectful. However, you're confused, because in the bathroom, you find too many towels. Remember, the bigger, the better. Use the smallest towel to wash your hands, the medium one to dry your face, and the large one for your whole body. Finally, never open the windows after 12 a.m. It is very likely that you will activate an alarm system that is going to wake everyone up. The parents of your rich friend invite you to sleep at their house.
Hey, look, a pair of working legs. Dibs on these.
Oh, come on, Quagmire.
Joe, I said dibs.
No, you're right. You said dibs.
Holy crap. Magic 8-Ball. This thing can tell the future.
Oh, it can't, Peter. It's just a stupid toy.
I don't know. Let's test it. Will there be snow this Christmas? Oh my God, the ball is right. I should ask again later.
What is that?
It's my Magic 8-Ball. This is the first black ball that Kim Kardashian hasn't played with. I'm having a blast with my new 8-Ball. It knows everything. Watch. Magic 8-Ball. Will my middle-of-the-highway puppet show be a success? Well, I'll show this thing.
How'd it go, Dad?
The performance was a little flat. Should I sniff my coworker's hair? He told me to do it.
Mr. Griffin, if a Magic 8-Ball asked you to jump off a building, would you do that too?
Did it?
No, I'm just using that as an example of...
Listen to the door.
Hey, look, a pair of working legs. Dibs on these.
Oh.
Hey, look,
Here's your nicknames. Brooklyn.
Everyone was waiting for the last players, including Lukewarm Brother and Puzzle Boy. They all thought it would be Orange, but they saw a zesty demon instead. Demon called Orange a fraud who only...
There's this feature on your phone that if you zoom in on like the moon at night, it will show a clear image of the moon, but it's all fake. Y'all can try it right now. They did a test and they took like a fake moon, just a white circle. They took a white circle out of paper, put it in their house, turned off all the lights, pretended it was the moon. Look, just a white circle. And then when they zoom in, see, it's just dark. Zoom in, it gets darker, and then boom, it shows it's the moon. There's this feature on your phone.
This boy hasn't slept in 3 days. When he's tired, he stabs himself with a pen. He can't afford to fall asleep because if he sleeps, she'll disappear from his memory. Ever since they spent the night together, everyone else forgot who Lisa was. Only those who stayed awake could still remember her. Is staying awake the only way to keep her memory? Jack didn't want to forget her. He bought coffee from the store, forcing himself to stay alert. He wrote everything about her in his diary, every moment they shared, and Lisa saw it all silently. That night, Jack was about to stay up again, but Lisa caught him. She said she came to help him study, but tricked him into drinking sleeping pills. He mumbled that he didn't want to sleep, but soon passed out. Lisa gently stroked his hair. She couldn't watch him suffer like this. It's okay if you forget me, Lisa whispered with tears in her eyes. Maybe tomorrow, no one will remember her. The next morning, Jack forgot everything about Lisa. He opened his diary. Every mention of her name turned to static. He stared in confusion, then tossed the diary into a box. At school, a friend gave him a note. It read, "Give someone a reason to exist." Jack grew even more confused, until during the exam, he saw a question. The difference between guarantee and promise. Suddenly, a face flashed in his mind. He once swore he'd never forget her. This boy hasn't slept in 3 days. When he's tired, he stabs himself with
1, 2, 3.
Alright, bro, we gotta transport this mending villager, bro. He has all the content.
Tommy, you got a birthday card from Grandma in the mail. Here you go.
Oh, thanks. I wonder what Grandma got me. She always sends the best cards.
No way. Grandma sent me $40. Oh, I'll hold that for you so you don't lose it, okay? But wait, Mom, I was going to use that money to buy this really cool watch. Yep, just tell me when you need it and I'll give it to you.
Oh, yes, they got the fitness watch that I want.
Hey, Mom, can I get my birthday money from Grandma? I found the watch. I had to take Billy to the toy store earlier and I didn't have any cash on me, so I had to use your birthday money.
But, Mom, I needed that money.
I'll pay you back later.
But you never pay me back.
Hey, look at my new toys. I'm going to start doing unboxing videos on YouTube.
I'm calling Grandma.
Ouch! You made me drop my toys!
Hi, Grandma. Mom took my birthday money and she used it to buy Billy a toy, and I was going to use it to buy this really cool fitness smartwatch.
Oh, really? Don't worry about it, sweetie. I'm on my way. Where the heck is my daughter at? Oh, there you are.
Ouch, Mom. What was that for?
Tommy, you got a birthday card from Grandma in the mail. Here you...
What kind of a gives a live crab to the blind chick?
It pierced me.
The doctor claimed he was correcting the little girl's vision, but secretly flipped a hidden switch. 2 intense beams of light shot into her eyes, and her tears were extracted, each drop rolling down a tube and finally collected into a glass bottle. Only, when the girl was at her breaking point, did the doctor reluctantly power down the device. He stepped away, pretending nothing had happened, and even gave the sweet little girl a lollipop. As she smiled like an angel, the doctor forced himself to suppress his twisted urges. Only after she left did he nervously retreat to a secret chamber. He eagerly grabbed a straw wand, dropped 2 tears into his eyes. The moment they touched, he could see from the girl's perspective. Everything she had done, he could now witness firsthand. She had no secrets left from him. With this sick device, the doctor had already lived out countless girls' memories and pleasures. He printed out her name, so he could revisit it later that night, alone. Soon, another woman came in for an eye exam, but when the doctor removed her glasses, he saw her face was covered in bruises. He never expected the woman he'd fantasized about to look so broken. He gently placed the device on her face again, knowing full well she had been abused. Then he secretly activated the machine. Her tears were collected quickly. The doctor couldn't wait to see what happened. As he dropped the tears into his eyes, a violent, demonic face appeared. He could feel her pain and rage built up inside him. He called her house and lured the man in with a fake excuse. Then he opened his cabinet and pulled out 3 of the most horrific tear samples. He poured them all together. If the man liked violence, then he'd show him something far more extreme. At first, the man thought it was just a regular exam, clueless to the cold, blank look in the doctor's eyes. Once the man was secured in the machine, the doctor asked, "Did you ever love your wife?" That's when the man realized something was wrong, but it was too late. Gas hissed from the machine and the visuals began. 3 tear bottles worth of depravity, playing directly into his mind. He vomited uncontrollably for over an hour, but the images were burned into his memory. They haunted him, tormented him. He staggered home, mentally broken. And when he walked in the door, he completely lost it, seeing a hallucination. He wet himself in fear. His wife heard his screams and ran in.
Please, stop! I'll be good. I'll be a good boy, I promise. You're a dirty piece of crap!
The man lunged at what he thought was a vision, but in reality, he stabbed his wife over and over again. By the time he realized the truth, it was already too late. His wife lay dead, brutally murdered. Meanwhile, the doctor was finally settling into his private moment. He picked his favorite bottle of tears, but was caught off guard when the man stormed in. Blaming the doctor for his wife's death, he said it was now his turn to live the nightmare. He drew all the tear samples into one syringe and drove it deep into the doctor's eye. In an instant, countless horrifying images flooded the doctor's vision. He screamed in agony, unable to bear the torment. And in the end, he drove a sharp object into his other eye, blinding himself for good. The doctor claimed he was correcting the little girl's vision, but secretly
I won't lose everything I worked for! You're that terrified of not being good enough, you sheltered prep school shit. Since I'm such a nice guy, I'll give you your first taste of defeat, for free! And manage to keep the field completely on lockdown. Who's he? I won't lose everything I worked for! You're that terrified of not being good enough, you sheltered prep school shit.
If you're in danger, do this to call for help. First, make the universal signal for distress. Raise your hand with the palm facing out. Fold your thumb across your palm, and repeatedly close your fingers over your thumb. This signal was created for women to ask for help in cases of abuse. But nowadays, all police recognize it as a common sign of distress. Second, many restaurants and bars have a secret code to ask for help. If you say angel shot, it means you need help getting to your car. Angel shot spicy means that you need an Uber. And angel shot with lime means you need police assistance. Lastly, if you can't move, use the rule of 3 repetitions to call for help. Make 3 quick flashes or 3 knocks on the table to signal an SOS emergency rescue. If you're in danger, do this to call for help. First, make
You know why Stewie is so evil? In fact, he had planned to destroy the world even before he was born. When he was just a sperm, he fought for the chance to survive by killing his siblings, and finally occupied the egg base to recuperate. However, he never expected that this was actually a carefully designed trap. From that moment on, Stewie completely lost his freedom. During the 9-month-long imprisonment, he kept thinking about who exactly had imprisoned him. The pent-up anger filled his entire heart, and eventually shaped his extremely evil personality. One day, a bright light suddenly appeared in front of Stewie, and he knew that this was his only chance to escape. However, the moment he rushed towards freedom, he was caught by a man in white.
Wait a minute, I don't think we're through here.
Oh my god, is it twins?
No, it's a map of Europe.
After being born, Stewie firmly believed that the doctor who delivered him was the mastermind behind his imprisonment. For this reason, he exercised like crazy and was always ready for revenge. On this day, Peter and Lois were preparing Stewie's birthday party, and among the guests gathered at home, there was actually a cult leader who was wanted by the police. Coincidentally, this uninvited guest in white clothes met Stewie, who was waiting for an opportunity to get his revenge.
Greetings, man in white. I've been expecting you.
Who said that?
A childish yet eerie voice came from the darkness. The cult leader trembled all over. When he walked towards the closet following the sound, he was horrified to find that...
It's a boy!
You know why Stewie is so evil? In fact, he had planned to destroy the world even before he was born. When he was just a sperm, he fought for the chance to survive by killing his siblings, and finally occupied the egg base to recuperate. However, he never expected that this was actually a carefully designed trap. From that moment on, Stewie completely lost his freedom. During the 9-month-long imprisonment, he kept thinking about who exactly had imprisoned him. The pent-up anger.
What would happen if you lived forever? In the first day, you feel unstoppable. In 1 year, friends start aging, and it's feeling weird. In 100 years, everyone you know fades away, and you become depressed. Before I tell you what living forever in 100 million years is like, make sure to like and subscribe, or you love the devil. In 100 million years, the world's unrecognizable. You're one of the last who remembers the past. What would happen if you lived forever? In the first day...
Next. 5 fingers, 5.
Man earns money catching rats. Killing one earns 10 million. This was a pickle factory from 100 years ago. Rats frequently appeared in the factory, creating the position of rat catcher. Jack was the factory's rat catcher. Looking at the swarms of rats before him, he thought he would become rich. The next second, his foot slipped. He fell directly into a pickling vat below. The workers not only failed to notice, but also placed the lid on top. Unexpectedly at this time, the factory was shut down. He was forever sealed in the pickling vat. Fortunately, 100 years later, 2 children came to explore the abandoned factory, accidentally opened this pickling vat. The next second, Jack woke up from the pickling vat. The children ran away frightened. Amazingly, Jack was perfectly fine after being rescued. All his vital signs were normal. Jack asked the doctor where his wife was. The doctor said your wife died 80 years ago, suggested he find another. Angered, Jack knocked him unconscious. When learning he had a great-grandson, Jack was somewhat surprised. Still left the hospital with his great-grandson, discovered tall buildings outside. When a taxi approached, he was so frightened he wanted to fight it. After returning home, Jack suggested visiting his wife's grave. Led by his great-grandson, he successfully arrived. His wife's grave had become a dump. At this moment, a piece of filth fell from a billboard, directly hitting his wife's tombstone. Workers told him to leave quickly. Angered, Jack punched one flying. Afterward, he constantly scolded his great-grandson for not taking care of the family cemetery, causing conflict between them. Jack decided to return to his old trade, earn money to remove that billboard. So he walked into a store, bought 99 cucumbers. When the cashier asked cash or card, Jack was dumbfounded. He had no money, had to search the garbage for edible cucumbers. Fortunately, found a bag. Looking at the still edible cucumbers and a bag of salt, with ingredients secured. He also picked up a free shopping cart, gathered some wooden boards, successfully created a street vendor cart, then pushed the cart back to the garbage dump, looking for jars to hold pickles. Put the sliced cucumbers in jars, sprinkled in raw salt, arranged them neatly on the table. After a night of storm and rain, the fresh, healthy pickle jars were complete. He went to a busy street to sell. People were curious about the fresh product. Jack quickly earned his first money. He asked customers to return the jars after eating the pickles. Soon more customers started coming. Unfortunately, because he had no business license, his pickle stand was soon confiscated, and he was fined. Without a stand, Jack was very troubled. Some customers who supported his pickles suggested he go to a school to teach apprentices. Man earns money catching rats. Killing one earns...
Wait up, you two! Are you going to the station? I'll join you guys!
It's her again!
Oh, you're the Infinity Girl.
I'm Otaku Uraka.
We were in this car. I can smell us all in this car.
This must be the accident that put us all in the hospital.
See if there's a registration in the glove compartment.
Peter Griffin. One of us is Peter Griffin.
Look at this indent on the steering wheel.
It's a perfect match.
Oh my god, you're Peter Griffin.
Yeah, I am.
And you live at 31 Spooner Street.
Finally, a real clue. Let's go. Wow, I own a house. I just hope it doesn't have one of those mailboxes that looks like a cow. Well, this is 31 Spooner Street. I'm home. All right, see you guys. I'm gonna go shove my hand down my pants and see if that goes someplace. Guys, it goes someplace. Hang on, I got something. I poop a lot on this lawn. This must be where I live. Hey, shirt pants, come in here.
Oh my god!
I know, you're my owner.
I knew.
We were in this car. I can smell us all in this car.
Today, I'm going to show you how to download and install Fortnite Mobile on iOS.
This boy's father trapped him in a bunker when he was born. He tells him there is no humanity outside, and his mother is also dead. One day, his father gets a call from someone. He prays for his survival, falls to the ground, and starts crying. The next day, the boy wakes up tied to a chair, and his father tells him he is going to spend the rest of his life tied to it. But when the boy breaks the rope and attacks his father, he punches him, which makes him unconscious, but he gets a glimpse of him actually crying. The next day, the boy wakes up and sees that the lockup is open. Every door of the bunker is unlocked. The boy finally finds the way outside, and the outside world looks very peaceful. Suddenly, another planet comes closer to the Earth, and something starts to reach the Earth's surface. It turns out to be a herd of unknown creatures descending on Earth. Soon, the monsters spread across the whole city. The boy remains shocked, as he has nothing. Suddenly, his father appears in front of him. He grabs his wrist and runs to cross the city bridge, but while crossing, a monster grabs the boy's leg. His father instantly kills the monster. He takes his hand and asks him to cross the bridge as soon as possible, saying he will be right behind him. But when the boy crosses the bridge, it collapses. Just then, the boy remembers his father gave him something in his hand, and when the boy checks it, "Your mother is alive," is written on it. This boy's father trapped.
How to spot a fake friend. Make a small, unimportant mistake in front of your friend. The imposter in the group will try to humiliate you in front of others. If you're suspicious of a friend, ask them for a very simple favor. It's very likely they'll come up with a cheap excuse that's easy to check. On the other hand, if a friend laughs at you in front of people you don't know, they're just trying to gain social approval without caring about your feelings. Lastly, if your friends make plans but always forget to include you, don't ask for permission to go. Remember, it's better to be alone than in bad company. How to spot a fake friend. Make a small, unimportant mistake in front of your friend. The imposter in the group will try to humiliate you in front of others. If you're suspicious of a friend, ask them for—
You know what hurts?
Oh, poor Brian. Have your pain meds kicked in yet?
Oh, yeah.
How does it feel?
Oh, yeah.
Huh, I want a whole yeah. Or maybe just a half of a half, huh? What? Where am I?
You're on my head, Lois.
Chris Daughtry?
That's right, Lois. Would you like to glide around on my head like an air hockey puck?
Forever? $1,000 a show, split 6 ways. Well, it's 3:50. That's basically 4. I mean, in some cultures, it's polite to do things 10 minutes early. Oh, Brian, was that the last pill?
Yes, but that's fine, because my arm's all better. I'm good. I don't want to get hooked on those things.
Damn it, there's gotta be one more pill in here somewhere. I mean, maybe there's one that got stuck in a drawer or something. Okay, here, Stewie. Time to get nice and clean in your bath. All right, let's see. Here it is. How's the temperature, sweetie?
Of what? The air?
Okay, I just need some water.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's the last pill. Oh, damn it, my hand's too big, it won't fit. Oh, how Teacher Amy has you dive for rings? Well, this— Oh, come on, you just touched it!
What's all the yelling? Oh my god, Lois, what are you doing?
I just wanted the pill.
Lois, you need help. I'm sorry, but there's only one thing to do. I have one pill left. It's in my crate, and you may have it.
Brian, I don't see it. What are you doing? Let me out of here, Brian. Oh, poor Brian. Have
Gumball, I told you to take out the garbage.
I'm not sure I'm comfortable with this. Speak for yourself.
Hi, Mom! What are you doing?
I just found a way to avoid walking.
Are you sure that thing is safe?
I think so. What makes you say that?
Probably that weird thing on your nose.
It seems teleportation is dangerously affecting your DNA.
So you're saying I'm getting superpowers?
No, that's a rather specific interpretation of what I just said.
But you're not saying that I won't.
Indeed. But I would say there is a 99.9% chance you will turn into a cyst-like pile of flesh with tongues where there shouldn't be tongues.
Oh, right. I understand.
Good, finally.
So you're saying there's a 0.01% chance that I could get superpowers?
No.
Gumball, I told you to take out the garbage.
You type reset? It reduces the counter, guys, please.
The teacher noticed that the student's painting was not complete. She walked up to him and asked him to complete the painting. However, the student seemed quite surprised and explained to the teacher that his painting was already finished. The teacher was very puzzled, so she asked the student to draw an apple. The student quickly finished the drawing after a simple sketch, but the apple he drew was missing half of it. Then the teacher asked the student to draw a clock. The student thought it was easy and quickly completed the task, but the clock in the drawing was also missing half of it. The teacher realized that the problem was serious and euphemistically suggested that the student go to see a doctor and have his eyes checked. However, the student didn't take the teacher's advice seriously. He even showed his proud work to his classmates, and the classmates laughed at him, saying that he was imitating the incomplete beauty of the sleeping Venus. The student realized that something was wrong. Accompanied by his elder brother, he went to the hospital. After listening to his symptoms, the doctor asked him to draw a house on a piece of paper. No matter how hard he tried, the house he drew was always incomplete. In addition, a brain CT scan showed that there was a blood clot in the student's brain. This blood clot was pressing on his optic nerve and affecting his perception. The student was diagnosed with hemispatial neglect disorder, and he realized that he might never be able to paint normally again. The teacher noticed that the student's painting was not complete. She walked up to him.